Today we're trying out some 80s clean tones. When it comes to the 80s guitar sounds, of course you may know these JCM 800 boosted distorted tones, maybe with some chorus on it, or also some reverb and some detuning. But there's another sound which is also very iconic in my opinion, and that is the clean tone, which is maybe not pristine clean, but it's a little bit of a light crunch. And of course also with chorus and delay and shit. And I'm always thinking about Purple Rain or some other famous 80s sounds, tunes which I cannot remember now, and I'm trying to replicate this sound, at least the sound in my which is on my mind when I'm thinking about these songs. And I stumbled across the one amp model in the AxeFx 3, which is called the Band Commander, which I'm using. And today I would like to show you my patch. The sound is this, which I played in the intro. By the way, I'm playing my Schecter Banshee guitar HSH configuration, and I'm currently playing the neck humbucker in the split mode, which is my favorite for clean tones. And let's take a look at the patch. I'm using a noise gate in the input block, set the type to classic, and the threshold is, of course, I adjust it to my playing. So that I like to play a little bit of legato, and it should come through the noise gate. So you should keep in mind that you don't set the threshold too high if you want to play legato. I don't use compression or some shit in front of the amp, just the amp, which is the Band Commander. And you can see here everything at noon, but it sounds fine to me. I dialed back the input drive a little bit, cranked the master volume, and that gives you an almost clean tone, as I like it. And what else? I think I didn't do anything here on the preamp page. No input boost. And I'm using the output EQ sometimes. Here, and I'm boosting the 125 and 250 Hertz when I'm playing higher notes dynamically, as you can see. But that is something which I usually do for leads, distorted leads. And in my preset, I have this clean tone on scene 8, but it's just adapted to every amp. I don't know if this is if it's possible to turn it off for some scenes, but anyway, I don't care. The input EQ, I'm boosting a little bit. As you can see here, I'm boosting the 1000 Hertz, which is also something which was quite common in the 80s, I think, to boost the mids a little bit, maybe with a tube screamer or also with a parametric EQ. And here in the AxeFx 3 you have the ability to use the input EQ for that. Of course the IR is the most important part of the tone, at least in my opinion. And I'm using my own IR, which I created tone matching the Plini plugin, the distorted tone. But yeah, the IR seems to work fine with these clean tones too. Using the pitch block for a little bit of detuning effect, so if I turn it off, I don't know if you can hear it, it's kind of subtle, but sounds 80-ish to me. Using the enhancer, set the width to 76%, and that is creating a panorama stereo image. If you are listening in stereo, you can hear it. If I turn it off, the signal is just in the middle of the stereo mix, and yeah. Of course, I like it to make it a little bit wider. And the parametric EQ, I don't do anything. And I'm using the Dimension 1 chorus here. Sounds like a little bit like Purple Rain to me. Dimension 2 sounds the same. Dimension 3. I don't know. I like the Dimension 1, so I kept it. Ah, there's an 80s style chorus. This one seems to have a little bit of a modulation, I think. Anyway, I will keep the Dimension 1. Using reverb, London plate reverb. And the most important parameter for the reverb, in my opinion, is the mix. It's not so important how long the reverb is, as long as you set the mix correctly. So that basically determines how much of the reverb signal you can hear. And I'm using a little bit of delay. I don't know which one is active now. I think the stereo tape delay. As you can see here, the input gain is set to 0, so this is not used. I'm using this. And yeah, currently at 500 milliseconds, but it's yeah, following the tap tempo. And the multiband compression is also something which I'm usually using for chugs, and it's reducing the lower mids here between 260 and 500 Hertz, but in the clean tone it's not that important. So this is my sound, and I like this. Usually in a Strat, I like the neck single coil a lot for that sound, these sounds. And I think the Harley Benton Fusion guitar is yeah, replicating this sound a little bit. Of course, this one has 24 frets, so it's not quite the same like a Strat where the pickup is located behind the 22nd or 21st fret, but it comes close, I think, at least in my opinion. And as I said, this is my 80s clean tone, but what is also possible is to get a nice crunch tone out of this amp model. If you crank the input drive a little bit, and you have to compensate that by reducing the levels. So let's try to do that. little more bass frequencies here, so let's reduce the bass. Maybe a little bit more treble. You can play all these porn music and yeah, get maybe girls with that if you're playing these songs live. I found out that if you're playing shred music, usually girls are not interested, but if you're playing famous songs from the 80s, then yeah, a lot of girls seem to like these songs, and then they seem to like you, and they, yeah, you can have a happy life then. So let's check out some other positions. Pick up position number 4. Middle position. Position number 2. And bridge position. This was all in the split mode, so this is a full humbucker. Maybe here you need a little bit less treble. Of course, you get a much fatter tone if you're using the humbuckers, but then it's not that shimmering clean tone which I wanted to have. So let's dial back the input drive and then let's go through the pickup positions again. In the humbucker mode, bridge neck humbucker. Position number 4. Middle position. Position number 2. And the bridge humbucker. Bridge humbucker split, very thin. Position number 2. So here you can hear the difference in the position number 2. Slight difference between this, which is the position number 2 with the split humbucker, and this is the full humbucker. Middle position, of course, it's the same in the split mode, because it's a single coil. Position number 4. And neck humbucker, we heard it before. And of course, you could use a little bit of a drive. to yeah, get a little bit more distortion out of the amp. But I don't know, this is not the best amp to get maybe higher crunch distortion, I think. Well, we can try it out, but so you don't get that much distortion out of the amp. At least, I don't know if there are any other band commander models. No. But anyway, I think, yeah. I think you can get nice 8-ish crunch clean tones. Light crunch and clean tones. Especially with these chorus effects. The detuning here and also the dimension 1. So this is my recommendation if you are after 80s clean tones. And yeah, I hope this helps you to find your sound, and please post your comments below, subscribe to my channel, see you soon, bye.